Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Math Using SQL, and here we'll be learning how to get the absolute value of a number in SQL. We'll learn of the function used for this, which is ABS, which is short for absolute or absolute value. Okay, let's look at its syntax in a moment. Select ABS, I call it ABS, but it's really ABS, ABS, and then parenthesis 50 as the alias from dual. Okay, if this is your first time in this channel and even in this playlist, I do suggest you watch the very first video in this playlist, Math Using SQL, so that you can get better understanding, good foundation on mathematical concepts in SQL. Okay, again, the function here is ABS, short for absolute. And because it's a function, it uses a pair of parentheses. And within that, you will enter the parameter. So in this case, the parameter for ABS or ABS can be a number, can be a column value, expression, parameter name, not column value, column name, parameter name, variable name, expression. That will result to a numeric value. Okay, now let's look at this. Let's execute this and then see the effect. Okay, notice that we won't see the effect of the ABS function in a positive number, such as the example we have just seen. Now let's try seeing the ABS function in action with negative values or with a negative value. Let's just say make this 520 maybe, and then let's see. So what happens is, because of the ABS function, the value of negative 520 has been converted into a positive value. Okay, that's what the ABS or ABS function does. Now let's try an expression, but without the ABS function first, without the ABS. There is an expression here, not just one number, but an expression. Select 100 minus 101 as the alias from dual. So if you look and focus on the numeric expression here, 100 minus 101, you will know for sure that the value will be -1, right? Let's see. -1, okay? That's the result of this computation. So that is without the help of the ABS function. Now let's try adding the ABS function on this expression and see what happens. So now, right now, it's -1, but with the introduction of the ABS function, let's see. So it becomes 1, okay? So that's the effect of the ABS function. Do note that the absolute function can be used not only on numeric values, like I mentioned, but also on column names, parameter names, variable names, etc., or expressions. Now let's look at an example where we will use a column name, a column which is of number data type. In this case, the loan balance column is of number data type. So I am calling two columns here. This is a real column in the table called loan details. The second one is just a pseudo column, if you will. It's a derivation from the loan balance column. Same time, I'm giving it an alias of loan val2, just to avoid confusion. Okay, so let's see. As you can see, the value of loan balance 5,000, and then the second one is simply a derived value, which is derived using this expression, loan balance minus 4,000. So meaning the value of loan balance here is 5,000. Using this expression, 5,000 minus 4,000 is 1,000. That's why the value of loan val2 is 1,000. I'm showing you the example without the benefit, without the use of an ABS function yet. And also there doesn't seem to be a problem here because the subtraction is done in such a way that the minuend is a bigger number and the subtrahend is a smaller number. Okay, now let's see if we do some manipulation here so that the difference, when this expression is evaluated, it results to a negative number. Okay, let's just make this into, let's say, 5,500. Okay, so that is, this second column becomes 4,000 minus 5,500. Okay, So it becomes a negative version. Okay, so you can see that that's 4,000. This is 5,000. 5,000 minus 5,500. That's why the result is a negative value, negative 500. Okay, so now if we wanted to see the effect again of the absolute function, then we'll apply it here on the expression so that you can have a comparison with the column it was referring to, or it was derived from, the one called loan balance. So now we have used already the absolute function. So prior to this, prior to the use of the absolute function, the value of this loan value used to be negative 500. Because we introduced the number function called absolute, now the value of loan value is already 500. Okay, so we have seen absolute function at work on hard-coded numeric values, as well as on expressions involving even a column name, right? Okay, now let's do something different. We see that, okay, where with that? So one question that might cross our minds when we while we use the abs function is this: when do we need this abs function? So actually, there could be a couple of use cases for this one, but we would typically need this when we only want to know the difference between two values. Meaning we don't really, it doesn't bother us which one is bigger, which one is smaller, as long as we have some kind of expectation of the acceptability or of a value, how far away it is from a certain benchmark, some kind of reference point, reference value. Example, you have a dimension of, let's say you have this. You have a dimension of something, a measure of something. The length of an object is 300 centimeters standard. That's the standard dimension. And it has a tolerance of plus or minus 1 centimeter. Meaning, it's okay for it to be as small as 300 minus 1, which is 299 centimeters. And, sorry, it's okay for it to be also as big as 300 plus 1, which is 301 centimeters. So that's the tolerable dimensions, the range of dimensions. It can be from 299 to 301, centimeters. Okay, so we're talking of tolerance. This is one use case wherein checking if the dimension is within the tolerance can be done using or with the help of the absolute function. Okay, let's look at an example. So I'll comment this one, and then so select abs 300 minus 22.15 as the abs from dual. So we have the absolute function here, we have a numeric expression here, and like I said, the 300 here in our example is some kind of a standard dimension, and the second one value is the actual dimension. So we're trying to check if the actual dimension is within the tolerable range of values, okay, which is plus or minus 1 cm. So you can see that the difference between the actual value and the reference is 2.15. If we didn't choose the abs function, the result should have been negative 2.15. But because of the absolute, then we have a positive 2.15, which is just fine, because the purpose of this is only for us to know how far away the actual value is from some kind of reference value, some kind of benchmark. Okay, so this one is not within the tolerance. Let's try another value, which would result to a value which is meaning within the tolerance. Okay, so 300 minus, no, not that one. I'll get another one. This is the old, okay. So select ABS, absolute 300 minus 299.02. Okay, let's compute this. So you can see the difference is 0.98. Again, the absolute function was applied to it, but regardless, even if you say, even if we put it this way, 299.02 minus 300, Without the absolute function, this should result to a negative value. Won't you agree? Because the minuend is smaller than the subtrahend, right? But because of the absolute function here, then it will not result to a negative value. See, the result is 0.98. But the point of all this is that this is one use case where you will need the services of the absolute function. That is to check if a dimension, a value is within tolerance. Okay? Okay, so we've seen and learned about the new number function in SQL, abs, short for absolute, and it will basically convert a number which is negative to positive. And if it's already positive, then it doesn't do anything. It doesn't show any effect on the value itself. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.